Everybody, welcome to our 13th Flowers and Friends talk show.
Wow, this is amazing. Can you believe it, Kara? 13 weeks ago, we began this journey. Holly was there with us. This has
Yes.
been an exciting ride. Hello, everyone. I'm Ana Galena. I love flowers. I'm a floral designer. And what I like to share with you guys is how flowers bring joy to our lives. We have Kara here with us.
Yes. Hi, I'm Kara Jameson. I am a cut flower grower and educator and one of the co-hosts of the Flowers and Friends talk show. I missed you guys last week. I was at camp with my kids last week, so I missed you so much. And we missed Dionne. Dionne is out of town this week too, so we just want to say hi, Dionne. We miss you. We miss you. And we have Miss Holly Capelle here again, being one of our co-hosts. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Good morning, flower friends. I'm so excited to be here again with you.
Yes.
Yay. All right, well, let's get into the show.
Last week's show was amazing. We really missed you, Kara, but it was so incredible that you were there in the audience. You were talking, were chatting with us. And last week's episode was all about letting flowers be our guide. And we talked about how flowers, what they mean to us, how we relate to them, how they have guided us in our journey. Why don't we show them a short clip from last week?
Just one flower, but if I had to pick one, I would say a peony, and I'll tell you why. But I think I'd rather be a little bit of this and a little bit of that and just be a bouquet. Like
I love it.
Because some days you have those days where you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit like I'll be red today, but then there's other days you want to be a soft rosy pink and you want to be a little bit more subdued. So that's such a nice question, but I think I'd rather be just a
Definitely been. When the kids were younger, they were really involved in the garden, very proud to grow their own food. And I don't think they would have eaten as many vegetables as they did had they not been able to grow them themselves and see it and feel this sense of, satisfaction and reward by doing it. So it was so wonderful having a living classroom as they grew up.
To enjoy flowers for the time that they last. I mean, nothing lasts forever. So dahlias are a great practice to just enjoy the beauty in the moment and then learn to let go. So that's another reason why I love dahlias.
It was so good. I was watching the episode from a bus full of kids. And yeah, I just want to remind everybody, you can watch our episode live stream every week on BLOOMTV's Facebook pages, their YouTube pages, or on BLOOMTVnetwork.com. And if you happen to work or happen to be busy, you can always watch the replays too on Bloom TV Network. So I'm sad I missed it, but Holly, I have to know. I loved your episode on drying flowers, for one thing. That's always a hot topic. What is your favorite flower that you like to dry?
Ooh. Gosh, that is a tough one because I love to fill all the jars. But I think my favorite to dry is calendula because I can do so many things with it afterwards. I mean, if I press them, I can craft with them. If I dry them up and infuse oil, sky's the limit. So I think it's a super fun nature craft.
Yeah. Well, you guys are in for a treat today. So our show today is all about the art of floral photography. And speaking of Holly and how she likes to look at all the pretty flowers, she's going to show some of the flowers and herbs that she's dried in her photos that she has taken. And let me just quickly do some Bloom TV reminders. Ana, you want to tell them how can you subscribe to Bloom TV Network?
Yes, you just go to bloomtvnetwork.com We're going to show you in the screen, and you add your email, you create a password. It's an incredible channel. It's not for florists, and that is so important, or for gardeners, or for chefs. It's for everyone. It's a channel filled with inspiration. So I really invite you to fill your days with beauty, and that's what Bloom TV is all about, beauty in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you're there on bloomtv.com, be sure to enter the giveaway for a free subscription as well.
Yeah. We also have our newsletter link right there. You can stay in the loop of what's coming up next on the Flowers and Friends talk show. And also, we're on Instagram too, always posting videos of past clips and who is coming up on the show. We're at Flowers and Friends _ talk show on Instagram. And I see Dionne. Dionne's in the audience watching from the airport. Hey, Dionne.
Hi, Dionne. And I want to take this opportunity. We have a gift for all of you, our beautiful viewers. We're giving away 1 free month where you can get to watch Bloom TV for free. So you go to bloomtvnetwork.com, you subscribe, and you have to add the code FLOWERS, and you'll get 1 free month. You need to take this opportunity because you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it.
Yes. Well, all right. It is about time to bring our guest on for today. Very excited. Ana, how about you bring her on?
Yes, today we have Leah McLean, a fine art photographer who loves flowers, beauty, art, light. Hi, Leah. We're so happy to have you on the show with us.
Hi, thank
Hello.
you so much for having me. I'm excited and nervous.
I know.
Oh, we have so much fun here. Don't be nervous. We are so excited for you to share your wonderful photography knowledge that you're going to talk with us today. And you're one of the Bloom TV network experts too. You recently joined Bloom TV. Is that right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what kind of videos can we find from you on Bloom TV network?
So I have some on, I think I have maybe 3 up right now, and they're all on photography and how you can photo your flowers the best. And you don't need to have a lot of expensive gear in order to do this. If all you have is your cell phone, then that's all you need to take some beautiful pictures of your flowers.
I actually watched your videos on Bloom, and they were wonderful. They were, first of all, incredibly inspiring. Your work is beautiful. And I picked up so many tips and tricks already from your first 3 videos. So I'm excited to see what else you bring to Bloom.
Yes, as Holly said, incredibly inspiring. I've been playing around with the filters on my phone, trying to capture light, the essence of the flower. Oh, they are amazing, and I can't wait to see what you're going to show us today.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, Leah is a photographer focusing on fine art florals. She is an educator both in person and online. She does workshops in person and online too. Her images are featured on Florist Review magazine. That is incredible. Like that's really incredible. And then she also has prints in Anthropology, World Art Group, and Mixed Tiles as well. So before we get into Leah's segment, let's play a little clip from one of her videos on Bloom TV.
Using natural light, I aim to keep very directional light, just like I would with a flash. The room that I was in had multiple windows and doorways with lots of light coming into it. I shut all the doors, and I also hung a black tablecloth over one of the windows. For the window that I was using as my main light source, I went ahead and hung a sheer curtain. When using a window as your light source, you probably want to use a sheer curtain or even double up several sheer curtains to make your light nice and soft. In this room, my subject was really close to my background, so I went ahead and hung some black cloth over the furniture and all the clutter that was behind my subject. Once I was happy with the way that the light was hitting the flowers, I went ahead and added some lemons and limes. I try to fill in the shadows on the left side of the image. So I put my camera on a tripod, set my timer for 10 seconds. I grabbed some white poster board and I used it to kick some of the light back onto the shadowed part of the flower. I tried the same technique with the black poster board just to give some more shadows to the top and to the side.
Wow, thank you for those wonderful tips. I mean, that video is not on Bloom TV. We hit the wrong button, but that is actually incredible. What you just shared there.
Yes, Leah, I would love to know, how did you get into photography?
Well, I picked up a camera when I was about 14 years old, and I wanted to be a nature photographer, and I just took pictures of everything, and I entered like local things like the fair and different photography contests. And then I went to college as a photography major. I ended up switching my major, but I still, took all the fun photography classes before I switched. And when I was going through college, I worked as a mall chain portrait studio. And so I got to learn about off-camera flash and lighting. And then that was maybe 20-ish years ago. So I started my business about 17 years ago. And I started as a wedding photographer. And eventually, about 5 years ago, I found myself just in love with doing florals and floral work. And, it's very relaxing. And I love people, but I may not be the best person to be doing people photos and wedding photography. So flowers is it's the perfect thing for me and for my personality to just be by myself with my flowers and take my pictures.
Leah, we talked a little bit about your dad being a gardener and your mom as well, and all of their amazing crafts. And did they grow flowers? Is that where your love of nature began?
Well, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and I think it's hard to not love nature if you grow up in that area.
Agreed.
So my dad would always take us out and on hikes and stuff, and we didn't really grow flowers. My mom grew a lot of herbs, and she had an herb garden, and then my dad grew mostly vegetables. So it was more, for produce and food for our family. But, flowers are not that far off, I think. So it was a natural for me to just jump to flowers.
So tell us a little bit more. Do you remember how you started getting excited about flowers? What was it that got you into flowers?
Yeah, so with my husband's work, we actually moved quite a bit, and we had moved to Indiana about 5 years ago, and I had never experienced a winter like that winter, and I just felt like I was cooped up in the house for 9 months in a row, and my children were just done with me taking pictures of them, and so I had got some flowers from maybe a bouquet or an arrangement for some reason, and I just started shooting them, and I just discovered that I really loved flower photography. So,
I hear an interesting theme here. You said you got a bouquet of flowers, and that kind of sprung your interest in photoing the flowers. We had another guest say that too. Like, she used to get flowers from these photo shoots she was styling, and she would take them home and take them apart, and that just kind of piqued her interest in flowers and using flowers more. And so there's so much power in just giving someone a flower bouquet. Like, you never know how it could possibly even change your life.
Yeah,
I would love to know, your photos that we are showing on the screen are gorgeous. How do you get those moody tones in your photos?
Well, another thing that I learned from my parents was just to love and appreciate art. And my mom is an accomplished artist. She does portraits, charcoal portraits, and we had a lot of art around the house. And so I feel like I draw a lot of my inspiration from the art of Bouguereau and Vermeer and Rembrandt, and I love to try to incorporate those looks and moods into my floral portraiture. So I really base my light and how I create my light on those masterpiece paintings.
It's really incredible because when you look at it, it isn't just the beautiful arrangement that you've made, but you really like get the feeling of it. It really, you know, touches you in a different way with the lighting and stuff. It's not a flat photograph. It's very dimensional, and it really takes you places. Like here in this field, it's just stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of most of those pictures you're showing were all created with an off-camera flash. So that's a light that is not connected to your camera, and it's not, you know, the ambient light, which is the natural light in your surroundings. So I have a flash, and it really helps me to just get that strong directional light instead of if we go outside on a sunny day, there's just light coming from everywhere. But I really like light to just be coming from one angle, and I feel like it really shows off the petals and the details of flowers.
Such a good tip.
Yeah.
What I have to know, because every time I look at a bouquet, I always see the flowers for like all the things I could do with the flowers. So I need to know, what do you do with these stunning masterpieces you create after you photograph them?
Well, so I do teach online, and so I video a lot of the arrangements that I make, and then I show other people who are interested in it how they can do it themselves. I also have an art licensing agent who sells my prints to various, you know, stores around the world. And then recently I signed a fabric license contract, and so maybe I will have, you know, some prints on fabric soon.
That's wonderful.
It is.
I love it.
There is a great question here. How can a newbie study light? What should they be looking for?
Well, so I think photography is, you know, it's not possible without light. And the word photography actually means writing with light. And so if you want to take gorgeous pictures, then you really need to just study light. And an easy way you can do that without even having your camera is just next time you're out and about and a flower or some trees, like whatever grabs your attention, just look at the light and notice, where is it coming from? Why is this light especially beautiful to me? The type of light that I prefer might not be what you really love for your own pictures, and it might not be your style, but there's so many different ways that you can use light to just, you know, show your voice and your vision for your own work. And you know, you don't have to be a photographer. It can be floral work, or just a hobbyist gardener who wants to showcase their images on Instagram or share them on Facebook. You know, you can still craft that light so that it makes your flowers look the best.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Well, your video on Bloom TV is actually talking about light and testing the light and shadow. So let's play that Bloom TV network video right now. We'll clip from it.
Show you with my ring light what we can do with our light. So here's my ring light straight above. So it's surrounding the camera that I'm videoing this setup with. And you can see it really, by being straight ahead, you really lose a lot of the texture and shadows. So let's go ahead and move it over to the side. Now, once you get to the side, you're going to start seeing more textures and more shadows, which I personally like.
That video is really good. Well, all your videos on Bloom TV are really good. I like the one where you tell us how to place objects and how to focus, have a focal point, and not like get the whole thing. Viewers, you should really, this is another reason why you should be on Bloom TV and why you should take advantage of this giveaway we're doing, not giveaway, of this freebie we have for you, 1 free month of Bloom TV with the code flowers, because you can watch Leah's videos and I'm sure you're gonna love them.
And the 1 month is just a peek too, because so many new videos are being uploaded all the time that you don't want to miss out on those as well. So keep your subscription going.
Yes.
Yes. So easy photography tips for everyone that's watching us at home. Leah, the video that you have where you are using the curtains and the poster board, I want to play that video again for anyone that's just joining us. Can you set that video up for us and tell us kind of why you created that video?
Okay, sure. So I created that video I teach on Skillshare, so that was just a little excerpt from that. But what I was trying to do in that was create my normal off-camera flash look, but with window light, because I know not everyone has a flash of their own. So if you want strong directional light, like I do in the video we're about to play, then you want just one light source. And so I set my flowers up really close to the window. Generally, the closer your subject is to a light source, the softer that light's going to be. So I had it really close to my window, and then I put a white screen over it to make the light even more diffuse and softer. And I think the most important thing to notice in this is just that I blacked out the other window, and I shut the doors to the room so that that one window was the only light source.
Okay. Wow. All right. Let's play this video for our audience.
When I'm using natural light, I aim to keep very directional light, just like I would with a flash. The room that I was in had multiple windows and doorways with lots of light coming into it. I shut all the doors, and I also hung a black tablecloth over one of the windows. For the window that I was using as my main light source, I went ahead and hung a sheer curtain. When using a window as your light source, you probably want to use a sheer curtain or even double up several sheer curtains to make your light nice and soft. In this room, my subject was really close to my background, so I went ahead and hung some black cloth over the furniture and all the clutter that was behind my subject. Once I was happy with the way that the light was hitting the flowers, I went ahead and added some lemons and limes. I wanted to try to fill in the shadows on the left side of the image, so I put my camera on a tripod, set my timer for 10 seconds. I grabbed some white poster board, and I used it to kick some of the light back onto the shadowed part of the flower. I tried the same technique with the black poster board just to give some more shadows to the top and to the side.
Ooh, such good tips.
Incredible.
I can't look at a poster board without thinking, okay, I need some black poster board to keep in my flower house and some white poster board to help with my photography skills here.
Right. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's such a great thing to have on hand, and it really is inexpensive, and it can be used in so many different ways. So yeah, I definitely recommend having just some white poster board and some dark material as well. And if the dark material is not shiny, then that's even going to be better. So like a nice matte dark material.
I love that you don't have expensive equipment. Like these are things we can just pull out of the sheet cupboard if we need to and make beautiful pictures. So I love that tip.
Yes. And how long did it take you for you to learn photography? Did it come out naturally, or was there a big learning curve?
That's a good question. So my grandfather was actually a photographer in the Navy. And so naturally he was always teaching me about photography. And so I think I kind of had a love of photography from a very early age, and I had lots of teaching from a very early age. But then once I really committed to it, there is a learning curve if you're wanting to learn how to use like your normal DSLR camera over a smartphone. The cameras with lots of different settings, that might be a little frustrating to learn at first, but it's definitely worth the effort because it gives you so much control over the final product that you make with your camera.
Nice.
Leah, do you have any workshops coming up?
Yeah, so I actually have workshops that I teach online. I have ones that are there just available for you to work through on your own. And then I also do classes where I'm involved with you and we leave it, or I'm leading it live. I do have my first in-person workshop coming up soon. It's going to be right in the Pittsburgh area, and it's going to be me and 2 other women, another photographer and a florist. And we're going to go over everything from floral design to lighting to editing. And we're going to show you how to work with flash and also natural light. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, very excited. And where can someone sign up for this workshop?
You can just go to my website. It's going to be thesaltedimage.com, and you can go and just sign up to get to know more about it. Right now, there should be just a little pop-up, and you can add your email there.
And your online courses are also there?
Yes, my online courses are also there on my website.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much, Leah, for being on our show today. I have learned something new, I can use for my photography skills for the flowers that I grow, which actually reminds me, do you grow any of the flowers that you take photos of?
Yes, yeah, I'm so glad you asked. This is actually something I just started in about the past 2 years, where I wasn't getting the colors that I wanted. And so I thought, I'm going to try growing my own. And so now I don't have a lot of full sun space, but the areas that I do have are crammed full of zinnias and dahlias. I have some David Austin roses that I adore. Of course, a ton of peonies in the spring. And yeah, all sorts of little things here and there that I just have wherever I can, find a spot for them.
Yay, beautiful. Do you do the flower arranging too? Or
I do, yeah. And yes, I do. I don't feel like I'm really good at arranging. It's definitely something I'm just learning as I go. And I think that people are fooled when they see it. They think that I know what I'm doing, but if you looked behind the arrangement, you'd be like, "Ooh, that needs some help." So it definitely doesn't belong on a tabletop as a centerpiece.
Well, maybe not like that, but your arrangements are pure art. I mean, if you look at them, they tell you something. They tell a story. So that's being a good floral designer. You connect with flowers. So don't worry about techniques, mechanics, or all of that because you have that connection. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Leah, thank you so much. We are going to talk to Miss Holly now. She is going to come to us and show us some of her beautiful flowers she grows.
Okay, let's see. Well, my flower photography is completely amateur. Like Leah, I started out just taking pictures of all my babies, and then they really got sick of that, and they didn't want to be the focus of my social media stuff anymore. So I and started taking pictures. Vegetable selfies is how it started, and then and then I graduated into just really capturing the plant or the harvest or the dish, as you can see that I've created.
Wow.
And as I started to get into this photography, mind you, using my Samsung 10 super old phone, no editing apps or anything. I just used the app on my phone. I have it set to rich tones so that it's always in color because that's how I'm living, in color as much as possible. And then sometimes I do, like when I'm posting on Instagram, I will adjust the brightness on it just to make it a little bit brighter. It seems to capture the attention when they're in a sea of squares on the social media page. So that's really all the tweaking that I do. Otherwise, I'm just walking around the yard and I'm seeing the sun at a certain spot. My husband and I will be mid-conversation and I'll be like, I'll be right back. I got to get my phone.
Yes.
Amazing right now. Yeah. So I just go with the flow. I'm following the plant. When I take pictures of food, I've got this one spot in my kitchen right in front of my window that usually gives me the best light. And that's only in some seasons. I got to chase it, throughout the year. And then I have a spot on my front porch that I kind of take all of my pictures on. And I'll just put it right there on my stool and just take pictures, or I stand up on the bench and take them from above. I've learned as I've been taking these pictures to take them from different angles than what I'm just seeing it as. So I'll hold my phone down really low and just snap a bunch of shots. And then I'll look at it and go, oh, wow, that pie looks delicious down there. So then, I'm lower. And so I'm kind of teaching myself as I go. And I'm using the most basic equipment you possibly can. And I'm taking some pretty pictures.
I can't believe that you used an old Samsung.
What? With an old Samsung.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that either. I always assumed you had a professional camera or you hired someone to take your pictures because the colors are always so bright. I mean, when when I go to your Instagram page, it's like inspiration. Totally. It puts me in a happy mood.
Oh, that's my favorite to hear. I love that. And I also love, I get every once in a while, like, I know it's your picture before I even see your name. And that is a really cool compliment for somebody who's really just learning, you know, how to take pictures, because I don't have the amazing skills that Leah does, but I do have just an eye for what's pretty or what catches my attention or what is speaking to my soul in the moment. And I try to capture that. And then, you know, sometimes I'll take 50 pictures. Let's be real. When I have like the harvest, I take 50 of them, and it's usually the first 3. It's one of those that makes it in the cut. And then the rest were garbage. But I like to look at them all and make sure I've seen it from every angle. And I pick the right one that actually is saying the right thing. That's
well,
all
your
those
photos really show what you're passionate about. I mean, that's why, you know, when we see Holly's photos, like I do too, I know it's your photo before I see your name on Instagram, because they're so bright and colorful, and it shows your passion. It shows your passion for growing these flowers, for drying all the herbs. And, you know, I love what you said last week. Anna or someone asked if you ever do flower arrangements with your flowers, and you said you always see what the flowers can be used for, and so you dry them, and then your kitchen is decorated so beautifully. Like, if you guys have never seen her Instagram and seen all of her mason jars full of just a rainbow of colors in dried flowers and herbs, like, who knew that they could still be that colorful once dried?
I mean,
They're
colors
beautiful.
are good for you. Colors are good for you outside of your body. They're good for you inside your body. I love to be surrounded by color, but I also love to be surrounded by nature. And my kitchen is a perfect culmination of that. All the herbs, the peppers that hang, you know, all of those things. But my Instagram thing even says, you know, who am I? What do I do? Well, I'm just playing house and taking pictures in the PNW burbs. I mean, and that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I'm playing house. These are just things I'm doing all the time. And now I realize that it's interesting to some people. Who knew? I thought I was like the most boring person on the planet. And
No.
and now I can take these pictures and share it with people. And then they get inspired by the photograph and realize, hey, I can do that. And then they do it. And it is just the coolest chain reaction of inspiration and collaboration. And, you know, it's wonderful. I'm so happy to be a part of something beautiful.
I think you letting us know how you are taking your pictures, it's actually making us, all of your viewers, feel like, oh, I can do that. I can actually take those pictures, because if you hadn't told us today, I would still be like, I wish I could take that kind of pictures one day. And now I'm like, ooh, I need to play with my phone. Really?
Right.
Yes.
Trust me.
Right.
You can do it. Play with the angles of your phone, play with your lighting, use Leah's tips and suggestions, and just have a good time. Feel it, you know, really be with whatever it is you're photographing, and it'll come through.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Holly,
so
I
much.
love how you mentioned like bringing your phone down. I think that's so important, especially if we're shooting flowers outside. I think a lot of us just, you know, we hold it from our own eye view and take it, when really you should get down onto that flower's eye view and take it from there and just fill your frame with the flowers. And I love looking at your work, and you have all that color, and it's just popping out of the frame, and it's definitely very consistent with your voice. So.
Thank you. I definitely think that is like the best tip. Number one is, you know, when I first was taking pictures of pies, I'd want the whole pie in the picture. I just want you to see it. But I realized if you just take it just off to the side a little, it becomes this dramatic, delicious pie all of a sudden. It's like the drinks in the movie theater that are just, they have all the, they make you mouth water and you need to go get a drink. It's like that. Just shoot the angle a little bit different, see it different, and it will come through.
Ooh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Holly. So I have some good tips for my own Instagram now too. So I thought I would share a few photos of my Instagram. I am also not a professional photographer. And like Holly, I actually started in my gardens as well, and not my farm where I'm at now, but we're talking like 10 years ago in our vegetable gardens, taking selfies with cucumbers, sunflower heads that are bigger than my head. And I was like, what in the world? When I was just learning how to grow a garden. A couple of those photos that we just showed, I did have my photographer friend take, but I wanted to point out in those photos how, I love capturing the real color of flowers. That's really important to me. And it's really important to me, for me personally, that the saturation of the flowers are not turned up. Like these flowers right here. This is really what the colors of the flowers are at my farm. The hellebores that are on the left right there, they're blooming around March, and you can see how vibrant they are. They actually start blooming January, February, but I believe I cut these around March. And then the middle photo, the iris photo, that is perhaps one of the most viewed photos on my Instagram because it just kind of looks like ice cream, doesn't it? Like an iris ice cream full of the purples and the pinks. And I love to take my photos at sunrise. And this particular photo where the iris is, the sun is just rising, so it's really casting a nice glow on the flowers, and I'm behind it taking the photo. And I love how it shows how the petals are painted, when you zoom in that photo. And then the daffodils on the right, I can't ever talk about daffodils, or I can't ever talk about flowers without talking about daffodils because they are my favorite. But I love to give people like a variety of the flowers that I grow. And when it's daffodil season, we have all different colors in bloom. And I love to do a flat lay like that and really showcase each one, like up close and personal. And I still just use my iPhone for all of my photos, also on Instagram. I don't have a good camera that I use every day. It's very intimidating. The settings. I'm like, I don't know. Like, so I just stick to my iPhone. And if I were to edit any of my photos, most of the time I do it right in Instagram. And most of the time, the only thing I'm doing to the photo is brightening it. Because people like light and bright things. It seems like, I don't know, in the flower farming world, like you can really see things. And yeah, so here is a photo right here. So this is a couple of areas on my farm. The one on the left is my flower studio area. And I love to have the sky in my photos. I love to really incorporate nature. And on the right is in front of my house right there.
That's a gorgeous capture right there with the cloudy sky. You really feel like you're in that moody
That's another
day.
sunrise photo. I'm normally taking photos at sunrise or sunset. I try to avoid taking any photos in the middle of the day. It feels like the sun is too harsh. Feels like the sun is too harsh. So, Leah, I would love to know, like, what tip would you have for me, like using my iPhone? Do you have an iPhone? Is that what you use sometimes?
I do have. Yeah, I have an iPhone that I use for a lot of, captures that I do for Instagram. And I don't know, I don't have any really big tips for you. I would say incorporate your whole subject, which you're already doing, and play around with your perspective, and then using that beautiful golden hour light, in the morning or in the evening is a great idea. Kind of avoiding the high noon when the sun is straight up ahead. It generally gives us a really sharp shadows, and it may not be what you're looking for to showcase your flowers. Although, there are times to definitely use that, but I just use it with intention is what I would say.
Yes. Such good tips. And now that we are all photograph masters and we've got all these tips, Anna, we need something to photograph.
I know. And I want to tell you guys, I really take really bad photographs. I'm not good at taking photographs. And I've always thought I needed a professional camera. But I got so excited about this episode because I want to put it in practice after the show. And that is why I show this color palette, because I want to do something really easy but dramatic. So I can play with everything you guys have shared and with confidence. I think confidence is the most important part. And I love that Holly and Leah mentioned listening to the soul. I want to do that. I mean, I listen to my soul when I do my flower arrangements, but I've never thought that I should listen to my soul while taking a picture of them. I've never focused on that. So I want to put that in practice. I have some beautiful orange yellow dahlias right here. I have some melon garden roses, and I have this bright orange roses. I wanted to stay monochromatic because I want to play with the colors. So I'm going to do something real easy. Actually, Leah's arrangements inspired me. I'm just gonna, I have a base with chicken wire. So I'm gonna make the base with the roses, with the garden roses, because they're big. I just want them tied to the base. This is gonna be like a vertical flower arrangement, because what I'm looking for is playing with the light while capturing the flowers. So I'm filling my base. I added 3 roses. Now I'm gonna have my dahlias close. I have different tones, and I think that's gonna be so much fun to capture in the pictures. The different shades, play a little bit with them.
Yes, and the textures, the different textures already is. Get your iPhones ready.
So no, this I cut it too much. See, that's why last week I mentioned that we have lecture our flowers.
Oh, that's right.
Because I want this to go higher, not that high, but a little higher. And here's the most important part. Listen to your soul while arranging your flowers. Just watch them carefully. See where they take you. Don't stress about them. Mostly if you're doing them for yourself. If you're not selling your flower arrangements, all they have to do is be nice for you to enjoy. I'm gonna add some green lisianthus to bring in some shade. This arrangement is kind of hard to do right now for me because I'm trying to do it for the camera so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
And I always recommend that you look at the flowers yourself. I mean, that is the front, and it's only going to have a front because right now I'm focusing on creating something dramatic that I can play with the pictures. So it's only going to be.
Those dahlias are going to be beautiful to photograph because of their ombre effect. I can see it through the screen.
It's like dramatic but cheerful at the same time.
Orange is a happy color. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's so summer. Depends on what you mix it with. And now I'm gonna add the texture of the rose to add contrast. Like I'm telling you, I chose different shades of oranges. It's brighter actually right now in the camera, and this one here, it's brighter than it looks in the camera. Chicken wire is great for this kind of arrangements because it holds everything in place, and it allows you to move your flowers. I'm dying to play.
Anna, did you have an idea of what you were going for before you started, or are you just, as you created, it's just happening?
No, it's just happening because you know what? Those listen to your soul. It's actually something I've been working on. I mean, Dionne's magazine, the Turquoise Iris, our other co-host, on her fall magazine, the keyword is listen. And I've been trying to listen to others and to listen to the messages of life and whatever gets in. And today, you guys talked about listening to the soul. And it's so amazing because yesterday, since it was going to be kind of a dramatic piece, something I'm not used to creating, I thought about actually doing one before the show. But then I was like, no, Anna, listen to whatever happens on the show and create from there. So that's how I went. And I loved when you say, I don't have any techniques. But when I was looking at your pictures, they were like so profound, so deep. It was like you get flowers, you have that connection. So this kind of just went when I look at it from the front. I'm sure I'm going to move some of the flowers, but something like this, I think this is going to be fun to photograph, fun to play with the different tones, the different angles, the different shadows. And I think I might get something pretty.
I even love the little petal that fell off that's sitting on the.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's just so, it's meant to be. It wants to be there.
And maybe these little buds from the dahlias that they never open, I can put them in wherever I take my pictures, like to complement. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, and that helps to balance out the whole arrangement. It's really pretty.
And you know, it's so amazing because Robin Zachary was with us about 2 shows ago, and she was all about styling. And it's great, everything she shared with us. So I'm excited to do some styling and then play with the pictures and then show you what I got from there. And just to our viewers, flowers are so nice to us. I mean, they will guide you. Don't be afraid to play with them, especially if you're doing them for yourself. Just let them talk to your soul, and you will never go wrong. You will never go wrong from there.
I cannot wait
Ana,
to see it all come to fruition for you and do your photography and see it on the Flowers and Friends Instagram. I sure hope you post what you create.
Oh, yeah.
I have to ask, since I never do bouquets like this, arrangements, how long does something like that last?
Okay, dahlias don't last a long time. Dahlias last between 3 and 5 days. But the roses and the lisianthus will last up to 2 weeks. Roses might last 7 to 10 days. And you remember last week's arrangement that I made with dahlias?
Yes.
When the dahlias died, I added more dahlias. I just took up the dahlias and got dahlias in another color. So everything else was perfect. So I left it. So, and a flower arrangement should last between 7 and 15 days.
Okay. Well, good to know.
You should try, Holly. Don't
I'm gonna.
all your flowers. Keep them.
I mean, I never thought about it until Bloom, and now there's just so many talented florists and creators on here that you cannot help but be inspired. So I'm growing dahlias for the first time from seed. They're very cute. Nothing like that. But I'll do something. I'll give it a try.
That's the best thing of BLOOMTV. I mean, we all inspired each other. Kara has got me inspired into growing my own flowers. You've gotten me inspired into eating flowers. Now, Leah has taught me about light and how to play from different angles. And all of our experts are like that. I mean, Dionne got me into painting. And I think that is the purpose of BLOOMTV. Inspire us to live a more beautiful life. Inspire us to look for beautiful things in our everyday life. What do you guys think?
Yes, I
agree.
I mean, it's like, doing this talk show, we think we know a lot about flowers and what we're doing, but man, our eyes have just been opened up by having, experts from all these different areas come in and just teach us these little nuggets of things. And we can really incorporate what we're learning from them into our everyday lives and what we are doing with flowers. And Ana, you have so many nice compliments in the comments here. I just wanted to take a a second and say hello to everyone. I see, let's see here. Rachel says it looks like a summer sunset and sherbet ice cream. Now I want some sherbet ice cream.
Yeah.
Next. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then let's see, Mariana says, hi, Anna, so beautiful, great colors, very summery and very happy, so filled with energy. Love.
I'll have to take that when I'm taking my pictures. I need to portray a sunset, sherbet ice cream, and days. I'll look for that. Thank you so much, because
I think you need to go to the store today.
It was incredible. Now I feel confident.
Yes, yes. I have one quick question for Holly, though, because I was wondering this. Because everything you grow, like you dry, you use it for something. What are you going to use the dahlias for?
Funny you should ask. I have a couple. Well, right now I'm just really enjoying them because I'm so stinking proud that I grew them. I can't believe it. So we're really just enjoying them. But I also have a handful of them that I am pressing right now. I haven't seen them yet because they're still in the works. So maybe next week we can pull them out and see how they're doing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But that's what I do. Whenever my husband gives me a bouquet of flowers or somehow we get one, I always steal at least one of the flowers out of there and press it. Just to kind of I'll let it look like it's gonna, give it a couple of days, and then I'll steal it out of there and then press it. It helps me keep the memory. I can stick it in the scrapbook. And it just keeps on going.
Holly, I have a proposition for you. Ooh, please make a flower arrangement with dahlias. I've already made 2 in the show, and you were here with me. So enjoy them, watch them die. I mean, don't take them out of the arrangement before. Just live the whole process. Give yourself the joy of having them as a decoration piece in your home. And then you tell me what you think of that.
I will pick all the things next Friday morning before the show and put it together and show you.
Yay!
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to take this opportunity to tell you guys about how BLOOMTV is in the What Women Create magazine. We have a little screen that we are going to show you right here. Let's see. I think possibly. Well,
okay, no.
Is in the What Women Create magazine, and it's the issue that came out this June. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had a screen. But you can find it at Barnes & Noble, Whole Foods, Michael's, and it's a big deal because it's BLOOMTV's first issue in the What Women Create magazine. And so be sure you pick that up.
And talk about stunning photography. That magazine is full of stunning photography. Yes. And also be sure to go to the Instagram or sign up on our BLOOMTV Instagram and our Flowers and Friends. Be sure to follow them so you never miss any upcoming episodes or updates. And don't forget to head over to BLOOMTVnetwork.com to subscribe and enter the giveaway for 1 month free.
And yes, there you go, to Flowers and Friends BLOOMTVnetwork.com, and on the upper right corner you'll see 3 dots or 3 lines. You click there and you will see the Flowers and Friends, and from there please subscribe. And please, all of you guys that have been with us every week, we thank you so much. Be sure to tell your friends. Be sure to tell everyone that if they watch the show, they can watch it on replay. Remember, if you're not here live, you can always watch it on replay for free in BLOOMTV Network. I mean, we are there, all of our 13 episodes now, and every week is filled with inspiration. You being here for us means a lot. We have big plans. We're hoping to be in a studio really soon, and with your help, we're going to be able to do that.
Yes. Well, we just want to thank Leah one last time for being with us today. Oh, I'm sorry, Holly. Oh, Holly. Is that your book?
Wow.
Super excited to share with you that we are featured in this beautiful book by Farm Made. It's the Essential Skills book. It is a collection of 50 projects from farmers and homesteaders from all regions of our beautiful country, sharing with you all kinds of amazing DIY projects. And I happen to have a feature in there showing you how to dehydrate apple snacks 2 different ways. So check it out. You can find the link on my Instagram at Big Family Living on my main page. So check it out.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is so fun. I need to get that book so I can learn some new skills on the farm.
Oh my gosh, some people have some skills. I'm telling you.
I
I have so many pages now cornered, like gotta do that, gotta do that. Yeah.
Yep. I got to do that. Okay, well, we're going to thank Leah one last time for being on the show today. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Your expertise.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely wonderful to have on the show. We can't wait to have you back again one day. So we just want to thank our sponsors too for this talk show. And we have a quick video to play for you. And then we're going to come back and say goodbye.
We have built the world's first flower-focused streaming network, bringing the public educational and entertaining shows that highlight the magic of flowers. Learn how to heal through flowers, cook with flowers, design your living space to reflect nature, make crafts using florals, sustainably garden, and so much more. We are your network for all things floral. Join us at BLOOMTV as we help bring beauty to the lives of people and the planet through nature's most beautiful creation, the flower.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We're so happy you are here with us today. Be sure to join us next week. Tell them why, Kara.
Because everything is better with flowers and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, friends.